This is Dr. Ben from Cheney Languages, and this takeaway teacher is about how to train your eyes and ears to look for what is important in reading and listening exams. Now, if you think about optical illusions, you'll know that your eyes and ears don't necessarily see and hear immediately what is there all along. And when it comes to the reading and listening exams, you need to be looking out for things that at first glance are hidden. Now, what kind of things do we need to look for? Well, it all comes back to the people who set the exams. I've got some pictures of these people here. Essentially, they're not very nice people, and they're setting out to trick you and to trap you in the exams. And I'll go into a bit more detail. One of the things they do is they use negatives. For example, in the question, you'll find something like, "Who has a dog?" And in Sam's speech bubble, you'll see the word for dog, but there'll be a negative too. He'll be saying, "I don't have a dog," or I have never had a dog, or "I never wanted a dog." So at first glance, it'll look like, yes, he does have one, but actually, because of the negative, we know that the answer is no, he doesn't have one. The second thing to look for is time expressions. Now, time expressions are crucial because they tell you, obviously, when something happened. So, for example, if you have a question, "Is John going to go swimming?" In the text, it might say something about John swimming, so it looks like yes, the answer is going to be yes. But if you look more closely, you might see the phrase "last weekend" or "normally," which means no, he's not going to go swimming, but he's already been, or he goes normally, which is different. The examiners do a similar thing with verbs. The question will say, "Fred likes playing football, true or false?" or not mentioned in the text. You always have to watch out for that one. Now, in the text, you'll see or hear Fred and football, but it won't say he likes it. He'll say he used to like it, or he liked it in the past, which is, of course, not the same thing. And the problem is that the difference between he likes and he liked, as in English, is often, in many languages, just a matter of an accent or one or two letters. So you have to be very careful about your verbs. Finally, the other thing to look for are examples and groups. Now, what I mean here are things like example, dog, group, pets. An example might be beef, but a group that it belongs to is meat. Example, carrots, group, vegetables, and so on. So the question will say something like, "Who eats meat?" And in the 5 texts about food, no one will use the word meat. But if you look closely, you'll see that one person says that he likes beef. That's your man. Or you might find the question, "Who has no dog?" And in the text, no one mentions dogs, but one woman says she has no pets. So she uses the group word pets. There's your answer. So finally, the point to be made about all of this is that when it comes to revising, you need to give special heed to negatives, time expressions, verbs, examples, and groups.